So this morning, I went out and made a big purchase for me. I got a DSLR gimbal, the Zhiyun Crane V2. I am so excited to try this out and use it for this YouTube channel. But to justify that, I think I'm gonna have to sell some gear. So selling gear is never an ideal situation. You don't want to have to do it, but sometimes over the course of your video taking, photo making, whatever, you do accumulate some things that you don't really use or use enough, and it's hard to let those things go sometimes. Selling gear is also a bit of a pain, but hopefully you can get some money back for things that you've previously bought. And hopefully you can use that money to get something that's going to be more useful to you. So let's talk about some of the things I'm selling, why I'm selling them, and how to get the most money for your gear when you're selling. So one of the first things is my camera slider. So this is actually a very high quality piece of gear, and I am going to be selling it with the ball head because the tripod that I do have already has a ball head on it, so I don't really need it. And this retail, the ball head plus the slider was about $80, $85 at retail on Amazon. So I'm gonna try and sell it maybe for around $60, $65. And of course I will get lowballed because that's just how things go. But I find myself, I don't really use this because I am constantly in a hurry. I don't really have a ton of time to work on a YouTube channel. So it is a huge pain for me to set up my tripod and my slider and my ball head and then do one slide and then have to set everything up again, get in a different position, everything like that. So I never really got the results I wanted because my slides were not very smooth. The other thing I'm selling is really obvious. I have this Canon EOS camera bag that I got bundled in with my Canon 80D, and I just don't use this thing anymore because I bought a different camera bag. It's actually a backpack, and I will link What's in My Camera Bag 2020, the video I made, in the description below if you want to check that out. But I just don't have any use for this anymore. So it's pretty much empty except for this one camera strap, which I'll probably sell with it. And this retails for about, I don't know, $60. I'll probably try to sell it for $40, $45, something like that. Next up is headphones. I have bought so many friggin' headphones over the years, and it's too bad that I don't have uses for all of them anymore. If you watched my listening to No Pressure on all the headphones video, you will have seen these Sennheiser headphones that I have. These are the Sennheiser HD 471Is. They're now discontinued. They were retail for about $120 when they were still new. So I actually got them on a Black Friday deal for about $60. So I might be able to make that back if I sell these for about $50, $60, something reasonable like that. Sennheiser, great products. These have been used, but I will obviously be cleaning them. And I do have the original retail box just down here. So hopefully that will also help my case. Something else I'm thinking of selling are another pair of Bluetooth headphones. I don't know if I'll get very much for these. I might only get 10, 15 bucks. These are the Bluedio headphones that I did a video on back last year. They are pretty crappy. I honestly like they're on ear, instead of over ear. And I just really never found myself wanting to use them because they were a little uncomfortable for me anyway. But you know, there's still a decent pair of Bluetooth headphones. So I might be able to get something like this if I sell it with something else, or just list it for a reasonable price. Those guys cost around $30, $35 when I bought them, and I do still have the original retail box with the original charging cable and manuals, so hopefully that will do me some good as well. Then in terms of tech-related items, there's only a couple of other things. Got this microphone shock mount that I'm not using. I have a phantom power supply that I'm not using that isn't actually here with me right now. And then I have some workout headphones, pretty generic Bluetooth headphones like this. I'm actually missing one of the ear tips, so I think I'll just steal some from another pair of wireless earbuds that I have. And, you know, just trying to sell a few things that I don't really use. And then, also I have this camera rig that I bought. This was about $28. I also had like a $10 small rig adapter on the top. I never use this anymore. And now that I have a gimbal, I am absolutely not gonna have any need for it because The whole point of this is a stabilizer, you know, different ways to hold the camera, but now the gimbal is going to replace all that. Speaking of the gimbal replacing things, that's also why I'm selling the slider, because for B-roll for my YouTube channel, I think the gimbal will just be a way easier thing to use. It's not, you know, possibly the most conventional thing ever, but just putting it on the gimbal and then getting all the shots, you know, down low, up high, over here. I can use the gimbal for all the B-roll that I might need for this YouTube channel. Stable, smooth footage from any angle. So that's why I'm also getting rid of the slider and the camera rig, because I just really don't need them for the original intended purpose I bought them for. So those are all of the tech related items and video gear related items that I'm selling. I am selling also a few other things that I just have lying around that I don't need anymore. Personal items, things like that. So hopefully I'll be able to make, like, at the high end, I think I might get $150, $175, maybe $200. And this gimbal, I got a really good deal on it. It was $250 with taxes. It was about $282. So obviously I'm not gonna make back the entire investment. I don't have to make back any of it, but hopefully I do get some return on these items, which will help me justify the purchase. So where am I gonna sell these items? Well, I live in the Greater Toronto area in Canada, so I'm gonna start by listing them on local classified site Kijiji.ca. People sell all kinds of stuff on there. It's really great. It's in-person selling, you know, you exchange cash, there's no fees, anything like that. If they don't sell there and the item is, I think, valuable enough to still sell, I will probably list it on eBay, which is a huge pain because you have to go through shipping and there's fees and PayPal, whatever. But it will hopefully work out if something doesn't sell on Kijiji. So I'm hoping I can get some return on this. And total side note, if you are living in the GTA, probably west of Toronto, and you are interested in these items, definitely contact me on Twitter. We can definitely arrange something for that. And I will also be posting in the description a list of all of the tech items that I'm selling and if they sold and for what price. So if you are interested, you'll know if they're sold. And if you just want to see how this kind of experiment goes, you can also see for yourself. So in terms of tips for if you're selling gear, I think definitely a local classified site is the first place to go. Obviously, after you've talked to close friends and family to see if anyone wants to buy it off you. If they are a close friend or family, give them a good deal. Don't be a dick about it. Then go to eBay or Amazon, but only if the item is valuable enough. If you've got something like these headphones that might sell for 10, 15 bucks, don't bother, because the buyer's gonna have to pay $20 for shipping. You're gonna have to pay 13% in fees to PayPal and eBay, and it's just gonna be a huge hassle. Don't go overboard trying to get rid of stuff, but definitely make sure you get as much money out of it as possible. And of course, if something doesn't sell, just give it to someone, donate it, something like that if you're really not using it. So that kind of wraps up my thoughts on selling gear, how to do it yourself, why it's important, and why hopefully you can use the money that you get for something that might be more relevant to your work. So as I said, I will leave a list in the description of all the things that have sold, what hasn't sold, for what price. This video probably won't be going out for a little bit after I film it right here, so some things may have already sold, but just check down there, see how much I've made. Remember, this was about $282, so I'm trying to make back at least probably about half of that. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. Subscribe for more tech videos and tutorials just like this, and you can also follow me on Twitter at KyleGNew.